Breaking news. A Russian business tycoon is among those detained in France as part of a tax and sanctions investigation. According to sources familiar with the case, French authorities have arrested Russian billionaire Alexei Kuzmichev on suspicion of tax fraud and violating sanctions against him and his Alpha Group. Late Monday night, an unnamed source told AFP that Kuzmichev had been arrested in the Riviera resort of Saint-Tropez. They reported that the tycoon's Paris apartment and Saint-Tropez villa were among the targets of police raids. Due to Russia's invasion of Ukraine in March 2022, the European Union added Kuzmichev to a list of sanctioned Russian nationals. The European Union claims that Kuzmichev is one of the most influential people in Russia, and that the bank Alpha Bank, in which he owns a significant stake, is a major contributor to the Russian government's coffers. Dmitry Peskov, a spokesman for the Kremlin in Moscow, said that Russia should be made aware of the detention of a Russian citizen in France through the Russian embassy in Paris. However, he stressed that he does not know well Kuzmichev's specific situation and had only seen media reports up until that point. After receiving the information, and if the detainee wishes, we will of course help protect his rights as a Russian citizen, he added. Now is the time to question Kuzmichev and possibly send him to a magistrate who will decide whether or not to press charges. Million-dollar yachts. A source told AFP in March 2022 that the authorities had seized two yachts worth more than €5 million, $5.3 million, that belonged to Kuzmichev, who claims to have family ties in France. French prosecutors are looking into the purchase of property in Paris, the Côte d'Azur, and the Alps by Russians who have flocked there in recent years following Russia's invasion of Ukraine. According to a source with knowledge of the case, Kuzmichev has filed an appeal in an attempt to have the EU sanctions against him lifted. On November 15, a decision must be made. Kuzmichev, 61, is the 61st richest person in the world, according to Forbes magazine, with a total fortune of $6.4 billion. He co-founded Alpha with his college friends and fellow oligarchs, Mikhail Fridman and German Khan. In 2022, British authorities raided Fridman's London home but dropped the case 10 months later. The investigation into possible corruption in Fridman's cheap acquisition of a technology company was dropped by the Spanish National Court on Tuesday. After heavy shelling by Ukraine, video of an inferno on a crucial train link in Russian-occupied Donetsk has emerged. In the eastern industrial city captured by Vladimir Putin's forces a year ago, Kyiv's forces have launched pinpoint strikes on fuel tankers. A primary strategy in reducing the threat of the invaders has been to disrupt transportation networks like train lines and road bridges. Videos of burning fuel tankers in the Budonisk area have been circulating online. A microchip factory in the Bryansk region of Russia was destroyed in August. The facility had likely been used to manufacture components for high-tech weapons. The Russian Black Sea Naval Headquarters in occupied Crimea was the target of a September strike by special forces, which resulted in the deaths of several high-ranking Russian officials.